What's up, everybody? I'm Ruth Nkweti, a Cameroonian filmmaker, and you're watching REDTV. Feel the heat. Filmmaking, I can always say, it's cliche, but I'll say it from as a kid. We had this little thing where we go at the back of the bed and have these stories and play with my sisters and create like backstories for my toys. But going to secondary school, we had this thing we used to call lower representation. And at one time I'll create a story or write a skit and direct it, and this time around I refused to do it. And they said, okay, no, the night is not going to continue if we don't do that skit. So I had to like rush everybody, like give those directions in like 5 minutes so we can go on stage and produce it. And the reaction I had from that was overwhelming. There was like a 5 minutes ovation. Nobody wanted to sit down. They started screaming, "Uncle, uncle!" And that feeling just put something in me like, I think this is really what I want to do. Because going into high school, I said, okay, I want to read medicine. And I went into high school, and in front of my vice principal, I just said, you know what, give me A1, which was like French literature, English literature, history, and all of that. Nothing about the science that I wanted to do. So when I had that feeling at the end of that play, it actually put me in focus. I came to uni, I couldn't do it because my dad didn't want me to do theater. After that, I told my dad, you know what, I've given you your BSc, political science, let me do what I want to do. So while I was in uni, I was auditioning before I got my first role. When I auditioned the first time and I got my first role, and it wasn't big enough until now. I got like 2 years later when I got a better one, which gave my first nomination out of the country. So it just solidified the fact that this is what I want to do. But that was me as an actress. And then I realized that it wasn't every role I wanted to take. And those roles were not coming very often. So I started writing. And I'll pause, I wouldn't do films I don't like, and I will write, and I'll wait for a good script. And I decided, okay, why am I just writing and giving to people? Like, this is something I want to push, it's a passion of mine, so it would be better if I create a company to work with. So I created Black Diamond Company, which had Black Diamond Films under it, and we started doing projects that I really wanted to see out there. Our Black Diamond Films, which is a subsidiary of Black Diamond Company, Black Diamond Company is trademarked. So we do the film, the management, production, fashion, beauty, cosmetics, so all of that. Black Diamond Film is just one part of it. Somebody asked me, like, is Vaniko not going to feel like some kind of way? Go for him. My first movie that brought me to the spotlight was Obsession. And I just finished from uni, and they gave me the script. And I had the script for over a year. And the producer had gone out, he wanted to study more. And he came back after a year to produce a movie, and after we were done, it was something we've never seen before. And it was a thriller, a psychological thriller, which is something that African movies, we can find that here, but it's not well done, so people don't relate to it. But after we got this, we had 3 nominations at Zafa. Came back with 1, which was Best Actor for the Male. And it was amazing. And after that, I got to do a bunch of other movies, Trouble Kingdom, On the Brim. Another one which really marked me was Woman, Barefoot on Broken Bottles, which is another phenomenal one because it's really risque. I'm afraid for my mom to see it.
Oh, me, this is not you. I mean, you've changed. This is no longer the girl I used to know. You're no longer that intelligent, sweet.
Oh, wow. You're not my father. Now you're my guardian's counselor.
Why are you even bugging me? We're not even on the same lane. So let me put it to you simple. Do not ever talk to me again.
I run a production company called Black Diamond Films, and we try to tell stories that people don't try to tell, they're afraid to tell. And it also makes me push myself in the kind of direction I want to go as a filmmaker. Under my company, we just did Idu, translates to Enough, about the effects of domestic violence on a child, from a child's point of view, which is a little delicate because people want to see the woman as a victim. However, the woman is really not a victim because she always goes back. She's an instigator as well. But now the real victim is that child who is in the middle of that mix. They always say in African proverbs that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. So that kid was that grass, and you don't know until the kid has to deal with all of this, what adults have to deal with. It's an amazing ride, and in the future, I actually really want to produce a lot more movies that Oscar-worthy, not just Oscar-worthy, but can entertain people as well as teach them, because I always want people to take back something. It's fine. It's fun. I enjoy myself. I laugh in the cinema. However, when we go home, there's something that's going to stay in your head like, ooh, yeah, I don't want my kid to be like that. Or that lady wasn't so cool. Or this character, me acting this way is not so cool. Or this is real stuff that happens in society. This is something I need to open my eyes to. So I want those kind of stories to be told. In a male-dominated industry like this film industry, it's challenging, especially for a woman. First of all, there's that piranha syndrome of sexual exploitation, which the woman is objectified and she's not going to be taken seriously because she's a woman. There's all of that trying to use sex as a legal tender to get roles, to get a project approved or done. For me, my near future, what I see is myself producing relevant movies. I want to have the reputation of the go-to filmmaker for African film. I'm not going to start very big and say, oh, I want to influence Hollywood or something, but I want to be the go-to filmmaker for African films because I know that I've paid my dues in this industry. It's been 10 years. And people are getting to see what I'm about as a producer, as an actor, and also as a writer. And also for the industry in Cameroon, we actually have a lot of promise. And people are working harder. But one thing I would say is the scope is too small when we concentrate on Cameroon only. We should take advantage of the fact that we have neighboring countries that speak the same language. We have two languages in this country. And like English section, we have Nigeria, which is an amazing market. So producing your project for an exterior market automatically increases your standard already, and then people want to consume that. So you make even more profit because this is what I was saying. For a producer to make profit, that means the movies go wide. That means the actors are relevant. That means their value increases. And that means they're going to be calling them for better projects as well. So when the actors are relevant, you can charge more, you can sell more, everything just gets better. So I think we should hang in there. Because 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it wasn't like this. I was suffering with no pay, just doing it for the passion and feeling like I'm leading the chorus and working hard. But now it's paying off, and those who really, really want to do film for the right reasons should just hang in there. It's gonna be all right.